Okay guys, now we've got last 6 questions and this is what we call matching. Matching is very common question type in academic reading part 3 as well as gender training reading part 3. Part 3 of AC reading and GT reading, they are same. Okay, so those who are GT reading candidates, part 3 is going to be same like academic reading. And part 1 and 2, there they will only get 3 question types. Number 1, GT reading, I'm talking about GT reading. Sentence completion, true, false, not given, short answer question. In part 1 and 2 of GT reading. But in part 3, academic reading and general training, they are same. Long passage, type of questions, number of questions, everything is same. Okay, now we've got this question type which is called matching. There are different ways of doing it. Let me tell you, they have given us questions 35 to 40. Now, this is not type A question. This is type B. But actually, I would say it is type A. Why? Questions and passage, they are not in order, but options and the passage, they are in order. Now, listen and remember, whenever they give you matching names with statements. So for that, statements and the passage, they are not in order, but the questions, the names and the passage, they are in order. Now I want you to go back and look for the word Jean Auguste Dominique Ingrace. Jean Auguste Dominique Ingrace. Found it? Okay. Now you have to do one thing. Write A over there. Write A over there. After that, B, Francis Way. Francis Way. Write B over there. Got it? Francis Way. Okay. Then after that, you can come to C, Charles. C, Charles. Found it? Charles is C. Okay, then Eugene. Option D is Eugene. Found Eugene? That is D. Okay. Now, after Eugene, we've got Philip. Philip. Found Philip? That is option E. Just write E over there. Done it? Now you've written A, B, C, D. This is going to make your work easier, right? Now we start from option A. All of you, please come to option A. Jean Auguste Dominique. Found it? And whenever you are going to match statements with people, with scientists, with researchers, mostly statements are given in inverted commas. So you can just focus that as well. But sometimes they are not as well. Now let's see. Jean Auguste Dominique Ingrace began almost immediately to use photography to make a record of their own output and also to provide themselves with source material. What did he do? He began immediately to use photography to make a record of their own output. Means if he was a painter, he started taking photographs of his own paintings, right? Own output and also to provide themselves with source material for poses and backgrounds. They used a photograph for background and then they did painting on that. Now let's go back. Please go through questions 35 to 40. Question number 35, let's read it. He claimed that photography would make paintings more realistic. No, but underline that. He claimed photography, painting more realistic. 36, he highlighted the limitations and deceptions of the camera. Underline limitations and deceptions. 37, he documented his production of artwork by photographing his work. Yes, documented. What is the word for documented? Go back. Documented. To make a record. To make a record means to document. So for 37, correct answer is A. Now, let's read on. Sometimes one person can have 2 questions also. Okay, question number 38. He noted the potential for photography to enrich artistic talent. Potential of photography, underline that. 39. He based some of the scenes in his paintings on photographs. He based some of the scenes in his painting on photograph. Come back. Can you see that? Also provide themselves with source material for poses and backgrounds. Source material for poses and background, that is, he based some of the scenes in his painting on photographs. So 39 answer is A. Question number 40. He felt photography was part of the trend towards greater mechanization. Okay, photography part of trend. Now after A, second is Francis Way. So we go to Francis Way. The very next one. Okay. The view, I'm reading this paragraph. The view that photographs might be worthwhile to artists was enunciated in considerable detail by Lucan and Francis Way. The letter means Francis Way. Okay, and what is the word for Lucan? They can use the word former. If they say former, we did this once, former and letter. Okay, the letter means Francis Way, an art and literary critic who eventually recognized that camera images could be inspired as well as informative, suggested that they would lead to greater naturalness in the graphic depiction of anatomy, clothing, likeness, expression, and landscape. Okay? And then by studying photographs, true artists, he claimed, would be relieved of menial tasks and become free to devote themselves to the more important spiritual aspects of their work. Now go back. Question number 35. He claimed that photography would make painting more realistic. Yes? Why? Yes, naturalness means more realistic. Come back. Camera images could be inspired as well as informative, suggested that they would lead to greater naturalness in the graphic depiction. These two words. Got it? He claimed that photography would make painting more realistic. For more realistic, they use the word naturalness in the graphic depiction of anatomy, clothing, likeness, expressions, and all that. Okay, 35 is also done. Now we go on. After that, the next one is C. Charles. Charles. Where is Charles? Exactly. Charles or Charles. Huh? Okay, now they start talking about Charles from line number 90. So let's go through it. Charles Baudelaire, writing in response to an exhibition of photography in 1859, lazy and untalented painters would become photographers, fired by a belief in art as an imaginative. Fired means people criticized him. Fired by a belief in art as an imaginative embodiment of cultivated ideas and dreams, Baudelaire regarded photographs as, now, a very humble servant of art and science, okay? A medium largely unable to transcend external reality. For this critic means Charles. Now for Charles, they use the word for this critic. For this critic, photography was linked with great industrial madness of the time. Photography was linked with great industrial madness of the time. Wow. Industrial mechanization. It is question number 40. Just focus this line. For this critic, photography was linked with the great industrial madness of the time. Great industrial. Industrial is linked with mechanization. Greater mechanization. He felt photography was part of the trend towards great mechanization. So for question number 40, answer is C. Now we are left with 36 and 38. And we have got two options. Now come to option D, Eugene. Now let's look for Eugene. The very next paragraph, Eugene. Okay, let's read about him. Eugene Delacroix. If the word is difficult to read, just read the first syllable, like Eugene Del. Eugene Del was the most prominent of the French artists who welcomed photography as helpmate but recognized its limitations. Okay, focus that. Let's go on. Regretting that such a wonderful invention had arrived so late in his lifetime, he still took lessons in daguerreotyping and both commissioned and collected photographs. Okay, now again, Delacroix or Del enthusiasm for the medium can be sensed in a journal entry noting that if photographs were used as they should be, an artist might raise himself to heights that we don't know yet. Inverted commas. If photographs were used as they should be, an artist might raise himself to heights that we don't know. That is the potential for photography. Question number 38. Exactly. He noted the potential for photography to enrich artistic talent. Read that line again. Enthusiasm for the medium can be sensed in a journal entry noting, then they say that if photographs were used as they should be, an artist might raise himself to heights that we do not yet know. That means he noted the potential for photography to enrich artistic talent. 36 is different. I'll tell you where do we use it. No, he highlighted the limitations and deception. Deception means fraud. It's not there. Yeah, it's deceptions of the camera. And he's talking about camera. Now let's go on. What is left? If one question is left, one option is left, time is running out, just write it blindly. Okay? Yeah. Okay guys, now please come to Philip. Found it? Line number 120 and then onwards. Okay. Philip Gilbert Hamilton, to dismiss camera images as narrow in range, emphatic in assertion, telling one truth for 10 falsehood. One truth for 10 falsehood. And whatever he said at that time, now it is true. You look at the selfie of the person with the filters, and you look at the person without. In the real life, hell of difference. Yeah, why not he, huh? Why she? आपने ही क्यों नहीं सोचा? हो चुका है कुछ आपके साथ, हाँ? Alright, alright. अब तो ये होता है, पहले दौर में कोमल नहीं होती थी, कोमल की जगह पे असद याकूब होता था. But now it's different. Anyways, now just focus this thing. Philip Gilbert Hamilton to dismiss camera images. He dismisses camera images as narrow in range, emphatic in assertion, telling one truth for 10 falsehood. And we've got question number 36. He highlighted the limitations and deception. Deception is one truth for 10 falsehood. And narrow in range is limitation. Exactly. So 36 is for E, and that's it. घर में ना एक भालू रखें बड़ा सा, रीडिंग टेस्ट में जाओ गुस्सा चढ़े जूती उतार के तसल्ली से. एग्जैक्टली, उसका नाम रखें आइट्स रीडिंग. एग्जैक्टली, तसल्ली करें अब.